Welcome to a quick tutorial on how to do a custom cap on CustomCaps.ca. The first thing you need to do is select the type of cap that you want to do. Now there's a couple different kinds, and that would be the printed version or the embroidered version. Now an embroidered version is done with embroidery and it is stitched onto the hat. This tends to last a lot longer. However, the detail isn't quite as much as a printed cap. With a printed cap, you can actually use a high quality image and have that transferred directly onto the cap, but it isn't as durable and it's not quite as professional a look. So we're going to go ahead and do an embroidered cap for this demonstration, but the process of creating the cap is exactly the same. So here we go. We are going to select the Ogio X over cap, and right now we've got it set up in 3 different colors. We will select the navy or the blue, print, and black. We will click continue, and we are at the customization screen. Now you have 2 choices here. Your first choice at the top would be alternate method, which allows our designers to take the idea that you have in your brain and you're just going to type it out and send it to us, and we'll go ahead and create something for you and send it back, and if you approve it, we'll go ahead and create that hat. So what you'll want to do in that case is you'll hit this button here, and in the front panel, you'll just tell us what you want. So if you want, world's greatest dad, just type that. If you have an idea of what you want for a font, if you have an idea of what you want on colors, we'll go ahead and try and match and do exactly what you're looking for there. If you have an image idea to go along with it, go ahead and click Choose Image and just attach that image for the front panel. If you want additional panels, you're going to go ahead and check this panel, so we'll do something on the side. And if you want something on the right-hand side, you check this panel and go ahead and tell us what you want there. You'd then continue and finish off this order. Very simple. Our designers will then get in touch with you and we'll work it out and get you a really fantastic hat made. The standard way people are going to do it is they're going to go and they're going to design their own hat. So that was the alternative method. This is the designing method. So you have a couple options here. You can add an image to the hat, or you can add text to the hat. Down the side here, you'll select which part of the hat you're doing, if you're doing the front, the side, or the other side. Now you can't do the back in these hats because there's a big hole in the back, and that's a snapback hat, or cap rather, and there's no real room to put anything on the back of the hat. So we'll go ahead and design the front of the cap here. One of the easiest things to do would be to add an image, and it's going to ask me to drag and drop an image into that, or click that area and it will bring up your file browser, but I'll go ahead and drop an image in. Now it's too large obviously here, so we're going to slide it, we're going to make it smaller, and we're going to put it right in the center. And that's all you have to do. So we'll go ahead and preview this to make sure it looks like what we want. There's the preview, there's the image on the front. We've got nothing on either side because I didn't want anything, and we'll go ahead and add that to the order. You can select this box here that says check to ask our designer wizards to create the best work from your idea. So in other words, you'll attach this image and we will then modify it a little bit. We may make it a little larger. We may modify the color a little bit to look a little better. We may put an outline border on it. We'll just touch it up a little bit rather than doing exactly what you've designed. Because if you design it here, we will try to leave it in that selection, but sometimes it will look better here, depending on how you have things set up and what your image is all about. We'll kind of do our best, but we'll send you a proof before we or after we make any changes, just to have you sign off on that. So you can rotate this image if you want. You can duplicate it, put a second one. You can change the size, but it has to be within this square here. So in other words, if you designed it like this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move it back. We're going to rotate it back, and we'll put it in that spot. Okay, so we will remove those right now. The other thing you can do is you can add text. Worlds. So we'll add that text. Now here you can select the color of the text. You can also select the font used in the text. So I'm going to use Alba, and you can make changes to that text by warping the text, or making it, in this case, we're making it round, or we're making it as a there we go. It doesn't quite look right on that font because it puts a lot of spaces in it. You can change the angle, you can change the size, the spacing. We're going to go ahead and turn off this design there. We can bold that up if it's available. You can underline it, but we're going to leave it normal because we just want worlds. Move that into position. We're going to add another layer of text, greatest. We're going to change the font on this one to college. And we're going to change the color on this. And then we're going to add one more line here. And we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to change the color. We're going to change, well, we don't want to do that color because we want to use one of the standard stitch colors here. And we're going to change the font. Let's do that. And we're going to change it to top secret. There we go. Doesn't quite fit on there. So if you had sent it in like this, we will go ahead and move that around a little bit just so it all fits properly. Or if you ended up putting that down a little too far, we can't embroider right down at the bottom there. So we would move that up a little bit, set our design, and away we go. Okay, so you'll go ahead and preview that. There you go. Now the other thing we'll do is if you go and you put text on the side here, Tina. Okay, and if you want it down on the brim here, which is where we normally put text on the side of a hat, we'll put it right along. So it's usually a little smaller than that. There we go. And you can go ahead and change the color. Okay, when you preview that, it will show on here. So we will get a copy of these images. We will get the text that you've selected, the fonts that you've selected, where you want things located, and we'll go ahead and create this hat embroidered based on how you want it. If you have any comments, you can put them in this box. You'll just simply add this to the order. And away it goes. And then you'll complete payment. We will go ahead and do up the sample for you and send it to you first. Once you're happy with the sample, you'll approve it, and we'll go ahead and create the order.